What's up, guys? It's me, BigRedEDC. Today's video is gonna be a bit different. I'm going to respond to BigRedEDC, BigRedEDC Puha Ninja video. In that video, he was explaining why knives are tools. Some people use them for self-defense, and why you should not use them as self-defense. So, I just want to talk about it because many of people I've spoken to knows that I am currently going to the Navy, and I am currently looking towards law enforcement as a career. Yes, I know right now times are tough for them and stuff. So any families that are watching this, or any viewer who's watching this that knows the police officer, please let them know. I thank them for being here, because without them, there'd be a lot of chaos. You know, I do support the Thin Blue Line. But yeah, this is one reason why I bought this knife too, is because of that. And BigRedEDC interview videos of me, Knife Dude, and Jackson Knife Reviews. We talk about hobbies, and please note, this is a fake firearm. It does not shoot real bullets. It's a fake firearm, okay? It's a fake firearm, not a real one, okay? It's a fake one. I'm not doing a review on this. There's many reviews on it already, and I'm not an expert in airsoft, so it is a fake gun. I can show you. It's a fake gun. Okay, it's a fake gun. Okay. And I know I'm not monetized right now because I don't have that much subscribers and viewers. So if YouTube takes this video down, I'll make another one without this. If they don't, then it's fine. So I believe there's 3 groups in the knife community. One, they use them as tools. As you know, this one's definitely been a tool, been a user basically. Some of them use some for self-defense, like people say OTF. This is a cheap OTF that I ruined the blade grind on. I don't know where I got this, to be honest. You know, some people say, oh, OTF is made for self-defense. No, it's not. And some people will just collect them as knives and not use them at all. So my opinion on this is, knives are tools. I know people train with knives to use them for self-defense purposes, and frankly, that's not true at all. If you talk to anyone who says, oh, I can use a knife for self-defense, they're wrong. The only thing you can use for self-defense is running away, to be frank. If you are not trained old enough or licensed or anything, you know, my opinion, self-defense, something like this, but not airsoft, but a real firearm, real work, most definitely. Now, my belief is, for firearm is, take them down until they not become a threat. Meaning, if they do not release the weapon, you know, I will, yes, I do train with real firearms and stuff, but what I'm saying is, unless the threat is gone or deceased, or they give up the firearm or their weapon. So, okay, I don't know where this video is going and stuff. I don't care if I use subscribers. I don't care if YouTube takes it down. It's just a video that I thought would work out. I haven't thought about it. I have, but not the firearm aspect of it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'll shoot until they drop the weapon, until they comply, and or last resort until they are deceased. That's the purpose of a firearm. Some firearms, some people collect them because they are really cool looking, like knives. Some of them are really useless, like 1911s are really useless sometimes. But knives are choice, unless you're not trained to use a knife for self-defense. If you talk to a martial art instructor, say, "Oh, can I use a knife for self-defense?" They say yes. But the only issue is, if someone sees this, right, you hold it, and let's say you lost grip of it, now, what happens? Like, And then I want to talk to you about OTFs. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one over here. Okay, they are automatics. Some states are illegal. But I personally don't like them. Like they are cool looking stuff, but you got them like I don't know. I don't like them whatsoever. I bought this because it was cool looking. I went in the blade line. The side's dull, the other side's still sharp. I had to draw this knife out for training purposes. And people say tonsil blades are the best one for self-defense. Personally, it's not. Because think about it. If you gonna, this knife is not a U.S. Army knife. This knife is a gasoline knife, well, gas station knife. This is not going to be ideal because, what happens if you slip or, something bad happens, then, so don't use tonsils as self-defense. Tonsils are really good for as being a tool because, you can punch it down. You can use this secondary edge to cut stuff. You can angle it down. You can cut stuff, and, it's, like, good for open up boxes and stuff. It's this type of, my whole EX03, they put this lock for tactical use, so then you can actually fight someone to use this. Don't. It don't cause problems. They have impact, to break, to cause impact. I say I'm not gonna use it for that. Some say a fixed blade like this, or the muzzle brake. Well, muzzle brake is typically not useful for self-defense, but I guess some people use it like neck knives. That's in line, but I wouldn't use it. Spring assist, like my benchmark being watched, I'm going selling. I wouldn't recommend it. I recommend you to run away as fast as you can. If you cannot, one thing I learned from the police is, even though you try and talk them down, their mind is not in the correct spot, no matter what you try to do. If you say, "Oh, I get it, you get it," you might be helping, you might be causing more food to the fire, you might, make it worse than it is. But, see, okay. But, best bet is one away. Knife, use a knife as absolutely the last line of defense. If let's say your fist does not work and nothing works, you have a knife on you. You could use it as a self-defense tool, no doubt about it. But say you use grip on it and the other person takes away, you have nothing now. So I say use it as the last line, like the last resort to use it, because one, legal troubles, two, it's gonna be really messy too. So I think so that's my opinion. like, you know, this tool was designed by a law enforcement officer and a and by a well-known knife designer too. You know, this is like a tool because, you know, there's a glass breaker here, and then, you know, but that is my spiel. Self-defense is really good to train for, but the only issue is how are you going to apply it? Because, you know, that's a semi-controlled environment, and when you're training, okay, in the real world, sadly, nothing's controlled at all. It's not a controlled environment. So, you know, you got to, you know, so let's say you say, oh, you know, today I'm gonna carry a tonsil blade because I think I'm gonna want into some people. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a wrong reason to own a knife in the beginning. And, you know, and like a street sweep blade like this, you know, it's good for first responders because, you know, they can get underneath the clothes and, you know, do it. Not good for penetration or anything like that, but it's good for first responders and other stuff like that. But as far as knife used as a self-defense, don't. This will work. No, well, not the airsoft version, but the real steel version will definitely work. But I know this is kind of, like I said, in my other videos, out of order. I'm just ranting right now, to be honest. I thought because, you know, I am looking to law enforcement as a career, and EMS and other stuff, so yeah. But that's about it. See you in the next one.